Welcome back. So I know it's been a while. There's just so much I want to share with you about what's been going on with me personally lately, and then if I have time, because I don't want this to be too long, I'm going to pull some cards. But okay, let me see where I should start. So, you know, I've talked a lot on this channel about how I work a lot, and, you know, some of my fears and things like this and things that I've gone through and all that. So, while I was in this cycle of working, and then coming home, doing chores, making sure my daughter's cared for, making sure my pets are cared for, everything's taken care of, why I think I was beginning to lose myself. I think I was starting to overlook myself and my own needs, and then I realized, like, maybe I had been doing that the whole time, and maybe I was looking for, like, support or comfort from others that I didn't get because I wasn't giving it to myself, if that makes sense. Because obviously, as we know, the external is a reflection of the internal. So, what happened was, I was on a good run, like days, maybe like, I don't know, 2 weeks of work, and then I had like 4 days off, and I was like, okay, because I was about to do another run, like around like another 2 weeks, but something happened. I always still do my inner work and my energy work, my energy activations and all of that. Okay, so we've talked about spiritual awakening, and spiritual awakening is realizing that we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. And then every time we wake up to deeper and deeper truths, that's another like mini awakening, right? So we go through another dark night. Oh no, illusions are shattered. Now I'm going to come to terms with this new mindset that I'm in. Cool. I'm expanding my consciousness. That's amazing. As we know, consciousness is masculine energy. So I also was training my life force through awakening my feminine energy and doing practices of embodiment. And I guess the universe was like, I see you and I'm going to support you, but I'm going to change your fucking life. And I was like, oh shit. I got really sick and it started out with just like weird little aches and pains here and there, like, oh, like my thumb is weirdly swollen from the inside but there's nothing on the outside, or like I had a pain in my mouth and it went away like after a day, and then all of a sudden it started gradually getting crazy. So okay, I started burning, and there was no physical evidence of any reason why I should be burning. Like I was in the sun for a while, but something I normally do, so it doesn't make sense. So in a 3D way, everyone's trying to tell me, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, but I'm getting massive intuitive downloads about what it is. And I had awoken my Kunalini, which I thought originally that it had already awakened. Kunalini awakening actually is very personal to you. So, Kunalini is activating the feminine energy that rises up within you. She clears out all of your chakras and everything in your body that's toxic. Everything that needs to go. It's like, she is the serpent and she's coiled around your spine and she goes up through the chakras and she moves through and she cleanses and clears and detoxes. And as we know, things have to come up and out. So things started to get really fucked up for me, because all the fears that I had in my throat, especially when it got to my throat, I guess I didn't realize how blocked my throat chakra actually was. And also my heart, oh God, when it got to my heart, was like on the floor, like it was burning. And then I started crying because all these flashbacks from my childhood of being like a scared, helpless kid came back, and all these helpless memories of me just not being able to do anything, and feeling alone and feeling unloved came up. And I was just crying, breaking down on my floor. And then, my daughter, she came in and she was like, oh my God, are you okay? And she started like doing grounding techniques with me, like, it's okay, breathe, look at the floor, what color is that, this and that. She helped calm me down a lot. But the thing about Kundalini is it's a rapid cleanse. So it's not like shadow work, which I've done a lot of shadow work. So shadow work is, something's coming up, now I can mentally work through this and make peace with it, and I have X amount of time. Kundalini awakens you and moves through your ass whether you're ready or not. Doesn't give a fuck. Okay? So a lot of things that happened to me were things I was afraid of because of the fears that had to come up and out. Okay, so I was afraid of like pain, so the physical body burning and all of that. The funny thing is, with each thing that came up, when I sat with it and accepted it and said, I can be present with this too, it stopped and it went away. And then the next thing came right away after. Ugh. So, got to my throat and the burning appeared on my skin as burn marks. Like, I'm talking about scabbed over my entire body. Here, 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 my legs, up my face. Okay? I couldn't move. My face was swollen. I looked unrecognizable. And like I had to go to the store and go out like that, and I was fucking crying. And I was like, there was a time in my life where I didn't give a fuck about what I looked like. Or maybe I did, but I just didn't have the energy to pour into myself. And now I quite enjoy making myself look nice and doing things for me and pouring into me and nurturing me. So the fact is, the burn marks came all over my skin, and I was unable to move out of bed for days. And as somebody who's a very active person, who likes to pour, who likes to do things, that was unbearable. Like, first, now I have to learn to sit still and not move and be very uncomfortable in my body. When I'm telling you that there were scabs all over my skin, I mean, like, I can feel my face being tight, and like it felt like I was trying to like I don't know how to explain this, like I was trying to like get out of my skin because it was too tight and I didn't fit in it anymore. It literally felt like a shedding of a snake, which is Kundalini, the serpent. Like, my whole skin shed physically. And my spiritual process has always been very physical. Like, things are always appearing for me in the physical world. So this was really, really hard to deal with because I couldn't move. I was uncomfortable in my skin. There was nothing I could do that made it feel better. Absolutely nothing. I looked like my daughter couldn't look at me. She's like, please don't look at me. I can't be around you when you're like this. It makes me too sad. Anyways, then some other things came up after I made peace. Like, you know what? I still love me even though I look like this because I'm still me under here. I'm still me. I still have a good heart. And I got freaking consumed by materialistic things. Making sure everything was set in my world. Making sure, that I was working so that I always had money, so that I could always take care of everything. Always being there for everybody, and like abandoning myself in the process. And I had to really start to look at some things. So finally, after a while, it stopped. It died down, and then it was scabbing, and then after that, like it was peeling, and I made peace with it, and I couldn't work, and then I got presented with a choice point. It's like my cards, where I keep them, it's like there was this energy just pulling me that's just saying, you're meant for more, you're meant for more. Another thing, from working a lot and using hand sanitizer and like washing my hands excessively, my hands started to get really like, they looked horrible. I felt like I was wilting away, to be honest. Like I didn't really even enjoy anything in life anymore. And then I had to realize, like, what am I doing? Like, why? First of all, despite the fact that I wasn't getting paid the amount that I wanted to, which is a superficial, materialistic thing to look at, I had to also start looking at the other aspects of why I was staying at this job. Because of the admiration, because people admired me for what? The wrong things, superficial things, the way that my food tasted, or I was prettier, whatever it was, kind, I listened, things like that, And then I realized that I have been of service to this community for a few years now, and when I did get hired on, it was a perfect match. It was exactly what I wanted. Maybe it wasn't. Actually, that might be a lie. Because I didn't really want to cook the food I was cooking. Like, literally, I could never, ever even look at another freaking hot dog again in my life, and I would be fucking happy. I've never been somebody who is an advocate of processed foods. American cheese, hot dogs, things like this. But I did see a reason why staying there benefited me. Speaking, interacting with people, because at that time I had very bad social anxiety. Learning more just about being in the kitchen in general, so that was good. Kind of, just doing little different things were skills that I learned. I learned a lot. I did. And I'm not saying anything like. But then I got to a point where I'm like, I got to stop settling for things. Why am I staying here? Is it because of a false sense of security? Or is it because of some kind of false hope that this place is going to bring me a new beginning? And this energy kept rising from within, saying, you're meant for more. You're going to be a leader. You have to be. You have all this knowledge. You have all this wisdom. And you talk the talk, but are you walking the walk? But are you walking the walk? Oh, Spirit, calling me out. I don't think I was. I think that I got wrapped up in materialistic things, and I think I got wrapped up in false hope, and I think I got wrapped up in connecting with people even though we weren't necessarily on the same level of consciousness, just because I wasn't alone anymore. And that was good for a period of time until I realized, like, I'm just swimming in the shallow end and I'm meant for so much more. And I think I'm done with this level. I think that I can go to the next level, and I think the next level is deeper. And I think it's not meant for me. So now I've paid my dues by serving physically. I want to serve energetically and spiritually. I want to serve in a deeper, more meaningful way, because now I have to look at this. What world am I creating by helping this business, this company over here? Is it part of the old world, or is it part of the new world? Is it part of control structure, or is it part of new earth freedom? And am I selling my freedom? And that was a big message that stuck with me. Don't sell your freedom. I thought by entering into this job industry that I was becoming independent. But the real truth and the illusion that I broke through was I was just codependent on a company instead of on somebody else. And I can create something for myself that's my own. And that's independence. Not buying into this 3D narrative, and also the 3D narrative that keeps people in survival. The reason that they don't pay you enough to fucking live is so that you're in lack every week. Every single time that you are out of money and you're fucking turning your wheel, you're buying into fear consciousness and you're living in the 3D matrix. And it's fucked up and it's control and it's bullshit, and that I won't be a part of that world any longer in creating that. No, thank you. And that took a lot for me to realize. I had to go through this whole ass shit just to realize that I was just trying to lie to myself every day. Every day I was lying to myself. And I was settling. Well, guess what? I'm not settling anymore. And now I get to wake up in the morning and I can do whatever I want. I've never been the person who has problems getting the things that she needs. I'm a very resourceful woman. And it's not like I don't have another job either, but that job is very heart-centered. My boss, the girl that runs the company, she's a heart-based woman. She wants to give back to this world, and she's just freaking amazing. And I believe in her company 110%, and I will always stand behind her. And it's not anything about the people that worked at the old place that I worked. It's just that it's the control structure that it's in. I always knew that I wasn't going to be able to stay there. I always knew that. But you still have to grieve, and saying goodbye is not easy. And knowing when to walk away, especially from security, is not fucking easy either. And yeah, I had to deal with a lot of thought loops coming up after that. But what are we going to do? Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fucking trust the divine plan. That's what we're going to do. But what about this? Well, if I need that, I'm sure the universe will deliver it. Right? And then I thought about Jesus. And he didn't ever have money or ask for money, and everything always appeared for him. And I remembered I already lived this way before. Before I entered the workforce fucking 2 years ago, this is what I did. And I was always blessed with things all the time. Miracles were normal for me. Then when I went back into the workforce, then it was like, why did I see miracles less and less often? Was I selling my soul? Things got really deep for me. I made it through the other side, and I feel liberated, and I feel free, and I feel more connected to spirit, and I found out some things about my origins that I cannot share, but maybe someday. Anyway, I'm talking about spiritual origin, not human. Anyway, this has been revolutionary for me. I am 110% betting on me, myself, and I will never again enter into any kind of contract with a person, place, thing, or it doesn't matter what, that I am compromising my values, morals, and beliefs and ethics. Ever again. Never. I won't settle. So now I'm not better than anyone. I'm not trying to say that at all. But I know my worth, and I will not settle ever again. Period. And it feels so good to get that off my chest, because I've been waiting to make this video until I looked better. That was hard, but I'm back. And I'm ready to help create the new earth and be a part of the collective I was always meant to be a part of. And I encourage you to do the same if you can. If you have all the tools, that's another thing that I realized. I have all the tools. I have all the mindsets. I have the mentality. I have the foundation. I've already fucking built it. So what am I doing? Wasting time. I just needed to let go and let all that shit leave, and then let all the stuff that I know rise, and then realize, like, oh, I got caught up in illusion. But I learned a lot of valuable lessons from it. So was it part of the path? Maybe it was. Maybe these are things I was meant to learn. Maybe it wasn't a detour after all. Maybe my path is just the long path home. But either way, I feel so much more free. Look at, I bought these outfits like months ago to make these videos, but I kept working, not making videos, and now I barely fit in them because I've lost so much weight. It's not a bad problem to have. Okay, so now I'm going to do, since we're only at 20, I'm going to just do a few cards. See what's going on with you. And it just feels so good to be back doing this, to be honest. It just feels like what I'm supposed to be doing. I even lost my passion for food. Like, I didn't care about leveling up my cooking skills. I just didn't care. Like, I just didn't care anymore. It's not what I want to do anymore. I thought it was always what I wanted to do, which is why I did believe that this was a part of my destiny, and I do still believe it was. And I believe the people that I encountered were also supposed to be there. There was a reason for all of it. I believe and I trust that. But I've outgrown it, and now here we are. Sixth eye chakra, third eye chakra, sixth chakra. I am open to understanding the spiritual truths behind the situations occurring in my life right now. Basically exactly the same thing I told you about what I found out about where I worked. Now, what can you look at in your life and look deeper? Don't look at the surface of it. Look deeper. What is it really telling you? What is it really teaching you? I offer my wisdom to assist others along their path. And if you're on this path and you're learning wisdom, I highly encourage you to start a channel, use your gifts, get yourself out there. We have to build this new earth. It's not going to just pop up on top of us. We have to actively create it. I trust in a higher source to guide me and to help others who ask for my guidance. Absolutely. And I can also help you if you need help breaking down some things that are going on in your life. I offer one-on-one sessions. You can email me at cosmicfractaloflight@gmail.com. You can follow me on my Instagram at cosmicfractaloflight. It's daily tarot, and you can DM me, and there's other things that I offer. I practice discernment and listen deeply within for the truth. I choose to respond to rather than just reacting to situations, acting with clarity, courage, and conviction. And that is a good thing to practice, is that when you have something coming up that's really bothering you, to sit with it and to understand it, to go into meditation with it, to not just go off and do it, especially if it's something that you're actually conflicted about. Like, I don't actually want to do this, but I'm doing this. You need to sit with that and figure out what's going on underneath there. I think I'm just going to do a mini reading, because I'll probably post another video soon. I hope you guys are also, like, figuring yourselves out along this path and realizing, like, you know, sometimes we get stuck and we don't even realize we're stuck, and we try to make the best out of, like, you know, the funny thing is, like, we try to make the best out of whatever situation we're in. I was talking to someone I worked with before I left about somebody I worked for many years ago, and I actually was going to quit because my car got towed at the time and I didn't have the money to get it out of impound. And this is why discernment is so important. I quit. And then he was like, no, I don't want you to quit. Like, you helped me. I worked at like 3 of his restaurants, whatever. So he helped me to get a car. Like, he co-signed and paid the down payment. But the payments were coming out of my checks. So I was making very little amount. But at the time I was like, oh, I'm so blessed because I have a car and I got someone to help me get a car. And then one of the guys that I worked with was like, you know, that's like commercial slavery. And I was like, oh my God. Sometimes being naive, like, okay, it's really good to look at the good in things, but ignorance and naivety keep us stuck and trapped. So what it's looking like here is we have the Knight of Wands. This is impulsive energy or just action-oriented, passionate, ready to go for something, go after something that you feel like is your personal happiness, wish fulfillment. No, yeah, your ultimate stability. It's like everything that's going to make you the happiest ever in your life forever. And let's just expand on it. It's like you have the energy, but you're staying in your head. It's like you feel trapped or something. Like you feel like whatever's going on in your head is whatever's going on in your head is keeping you from taking action towards something that's going to make you really happy, everything you want, and it's a new beginning. But you see this card, it's over the card, like it fell exactly over the guy taking action. And you're in this energy of waiting for something to come in, and that's blocking you. When you're in an energy of waiting, then you're going to stay in that energy. Then that's the energy you're putting out, so that's just the energy you're going to keep getting back, and then you're just going to be waiting. You have to consciously choose to create your life. What do you want to create? Take steps toward it. Go for it. Small steps at a time. If you want to build a business, start taking classes. Start making an Instagram account, TikTok, whatever it is, make it. If you want to build a relationship, start making little, I don't know, talk to the person, make little comments or ask them to do things. Just slowly start building a relationship, because that's not just going to come in and fall in your lap. Nothing's going to come in and fall into your lap. You're going to have to build the momentum for it to come. Yeah, exactly. It's like you feel hopeless, and you might be overindulging. Or you might be impatient. You might be impatient that this isn't coming in, and that's why you feel helpless. But you're doing it to yourself by the energy that you're generating. Okay, I want to read these two because they're both in reverse. You have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Materialism. Dissatisfaction and indulgence. That's what I said. I think you're overindulging. And it doesn't have to be in a substance. It could be in money. Like, you could be just overspending. You could be just indulging in material things and not paying any attention to, like, nurturing your soul, doing things that light up your soul, you know, connecting with spirit, nature, all that. So because of this, whatever's going on here, a collaboration that once had great potential is now falling apart. Whether there's a lack of communication, an unfair power dynamic, or the goal has become unclear, it's apparent that things are not coming together as planned. So, you're going to have to create what you want. You have to get out of your own way. And if you want your divine blessings, you have to give up everything that you thought that you knew and sacrifice the things that are keeping you stuck, holding you back, making you play small, and trust the divine plan. If you're not doing anything, then nothing will happen. What are you building momentum towards? What you focus on is what will come into fruition. If you're focused on building something, if you're focused on planting plants and building a garden, that garden will grow. So think of that like anything you put your consciousness on, that's going to happen. But if you're putting your consciousness on waiting for something to happen, then that's just going to come back more waiting, and nothing will ever happen until you take action steps. Divine masculine energy is action oriented. So if you're in a state where you feel like you're overindulging, which is shadow feminine, because shadow feminine wants to be in pleasure over action, right? So that's in your shadow feminine. You want everything to be handed to you and everyone to do everything for you. Then your masculine is deeply wounded, and you should look at that. I also offer masculine healing if you want to take some sessions with me. So, let's see, one more thing. On the bottom of the deck, we have you are juggling two things that are keeping you in heartbreak. You're not looking at anything good in life, and you are just refusing to follow your heart. Huh. But then you also have trying to make things right. Communicating to somebody and trying to make things right. But you're holding back doing that. You're suspended. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. You're just in this energy of waiting. So this is for you to figure out. And I really wish you the best. And I can't wait to see what you're up to next time.